Oh, geez. Sorry. Welcome to the Flesh Academy. This is for everyone, but maybe specifically my English 12 students. I promised yesterday in my introduction to HOOPLA, and I hope you guys check that out, that I would be doing reviews of materials you can find there. And I thought for our first one, we'd start it off with something fun. And so I've chosen two graphic novels, comic books, that are on Hoopla that I really, really like, that might interest you as maybe first-time comic book readers. Ones that are accessible, ones that are interesting, ones where you know the characters already so that you feel you have some kind of familiarity with them. And I'm going to talk about each of those, and both of them, all of them, because I'm going to be doing one every couple days. I'll do two at a time, are available on Hoopla, so check them out. The first is this one called Batman Year One. Year One. This is my favorite Batman story. And it was written in the late 80s, 90s by a guy by the name of Frank Miller. And if you know anything about Batman or comics, you know that Frank Miller is the Batman writer. He is the guy that wrote some of the most quintessential Batman stories. And this is also, interestingly enough, sort of the guidebook or the Bible, if you will, for Christopher Nolan, who wrote all the Dark Knight trilogy movies, directed them. So when he wrote Batman Begins, this was really the source material that he came back to tell that story about the origin of Batman. Now, of course, there's things that are different, but this is the one that he started with, and where it really gets the feel of his Batman universe. And I'll just show you a few pages of it. This is probably one of the more famous images, but it's a very realistic art style, as you can tell. It's not overly grandiose. It's kind of simplistic in a way, but detailed. It is very dark and menacing, a lot of muted palettes and the like. For those who aren't comic book readers, this is a great kind of first comic. I remember when I met my wife and we started talking about my love obsession for comics. This is one of the first ones I gave her because I thought she would like it, and she did. So make sure to check out Batman Year One. The second book for my Marvel fans, and that's kind of what I'm going to try to do, is to go between Marvel and DC, is the Infinity Gauntlet. This is the inspiration for, obviously, the Infinity War, and much of what the Marvel Universe has been doing, the cinematic universe has been doing for the last few years. This is also by a comic book legend, a couple comic book legends. It is written by Jim Starlin, who is the guy who created most of these characters, people like Thanos, people like the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the like. But it is also drawn by George Perez and Ron Lim, and these are two of the guys that have helped to really shape what the Marvel Universe looks like, what the comic book universe really looks like. What's interesting about this story is it is almost entirely different than the movie that you know. Yes, there's Thanos. Yes, he wants to kill half the people in the universe. Yes, the superheroes have to band together to save him. Yes, it goes across the galaxy and there's all sorts of adventures and craziness. But it's very, very, very different. And in that way, it's kind of fun because this is the source material, but you really see how far the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Russo brothers and others took this story to try to tell it in a way that was more accessible to movie viewers, I guess. No one is going to want to see a movie where Thanos is standing on top of a giant skull statue while fighting heroes. And you'll notice in this image, there's a lot of characters that you may not know, and some you may that you're surprised to see, like She-Hulk and Wolverine and Namor and others. But people like Firelord, and this is Drax, actually. That's what Drax looks like in the comics. Might be something new for you. So give this a check. It's the Infinity Gauntlet inspires it all. This was the first real Marvel multiple crossover universe story where it changed everything. Obviously, it's great films, but it's also a great comic too. So check that out. If you found something on Hoopla that you are enjoying, make sure to let me know on Schoology or in the comments on this video. And over the next couple days, we're going to be continuing to update the channel with more stuff for you to see. And then when you have all decided what we're going to be reading for the next couple of weeks on Sunday, that's when we'll get into sort of the nitty-gritty of what we'll be doing with your individual reading novels. So if you have questions, make sure to reach out to me and I'll get back to you. And if not, keep checking back to the channel to see new material and new stuff. All right, I will see you soon. Happy spring.